Students, we go to discuss elementary particles in nuclear physics. In nuclear physics, we have fifth unit, elementary particles. In this chapter, if we think about atom, it comes in mind that it has only proton, neutron and electrons. Apart from this, after discovery of cosmic rays, generally the cosmic rays come out from sun and other astrological matters. If cosmic rays enter into the earth atmosphere, to collide with gas molecules and to produce some subatomic particles called elementary particles. These elementary particles are these baryons, leptons and mesons. These are all some basic elementary particles which are produced by cosmic ray entered into the earth atmosphere. Here baryon, leptons and mesons. Baryon is very heavy particle. Its mass is very much greater than the mass of the proton also, and the baryon particles obeys for law of conservation. If it is a law of conservation means if it is a closed system, the system contains number of baryon particles. It undergoes into interaction or decay. This number of particles does not change, so it obeys for law of conservation. The special case of baryon is hyperons. Special case of baryon is hyperons. The hyperons particles are also formed with the time of 10 power minus 3 seconds. The formation time of formation of hyperon is 10 power minus 3 seconds only, and its decay time is time of decay. This is disintegration of hyperons. This time of decay it has 10 power minus 10 seconds. So, the decay time is very much lesser than the formation time. Here this is hyperons. Hyperons are also classified into 4 particles: lambda, this is the symbol of lambda, sigma symbol is zero. This is the symbol of sigma. Then psi. This is the symbol of psi, and omega, like ohm. These are all 4 kind of hyperon particles, a kind of baryons: lambda, sigma, psi and omega. Then we go to leptons. Lepton is another elementary particle which it has 4 groups. This is electrons, protons, then neutrino, then muon. These are all 4 lepton particles: electrons, protons, neutrino and muon. These are all lepton particles, group of lepton particles. And then meson. Meson is a particle which it is produced by interaction of proton and neutron inside the nucleus, inside the nucleons. Already we have discussed about Ikawa theory of nuclear forces, that is Mason theory of nuclear forces. Here a proton will become neutron, neutron will become proton, which it is due to, this interaction is due to exchange of meson particles. Like this, here meson particles are produced from nucleons. These meson particles are also having the rest mass of meson, rest mass of meson is 250 times the mass of electron and 1000 times the mass of electron. This is meson. When meson particle combined with protons, this is meson particles. Here meson particles combined with the proton, it produces hadrons also. So these are all elementary particles which produced from atoms, baryons, leptons and mesons. Here each and every subatomic particles, that is elementary particles, are having some antiparticles. These antiparticles are nothing similar with subatomic particles, but differs only with their charges. For example, electron. Electron has negative charge. Before we go to antiparticle, this meson, the kind of meson particles are, this is pion, pi plus or minus and pi naught, k plus or minus, k naught, k1 and k2. Then eta, this is the symbol of eta. So these are all kind of elementary particles from mesons. So totally elementary particle is leptons, first baryons. Baryons are having sigma, lambda, psi and omega. Then leptons are having electron, proton, neutrino and muons. Finally mesons are having these pion, kaon, eta particles. So these elementary particles are produced from atom. These elementary particles having antiparticles. Antiparticles. Antiparticle is similar with the particles, subatomic particles, but differ with their charges. For example, electron. Electron has negative charge. It has negative charge. If its charge is become positive, this is antiparticle of electron. If it is charge is positive, this is anti-electron, antiparticle of electron. This anti-electron is also named positron. So the electron and the positrons are here antiparticles. Both are differing with their opposite charges value only. Other properties are similar for both proton, electron and positron. These elementary particles, that is electron annihilate with positron, it will produce electron annihilate with positron particle, it produce photon. So annihilation is the process. Annihilation, that is annihilation is the process of combining subatomic particle with antiparticle to produce some other particles. This is annihilation process. Here electron is here subatomic particle, it annihilate with antiparticle positron, it produce photon. Here electron and positrons are antiparticles. Then proton. Proton and antiproton. proton and antiproton. Here electron and positron. Proton and antiprotons are antiparticles. Here the antiprotons are produced by proton bombarding with high energy target of proton. The antiprotons are produced. For example, the proton bombarded with another proton target with the energy of 6 mega electron volt. Proton target has the energy 6 giga electron volt. Here 6 giga is 6 into 10 power 9 electron volt. Giga means 10 power 9 electron volt. Here electron volt converted into joule. This is multiplied by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 9 joule. Electron volt will become joule. This is multiplied by 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. Here it is multiplied, then we have 9.613 into 10 to the power of plus 9 minus 19 and minus 10 we have joule. This is the energy of proton target. So the proton particle bombarded with proton target, with energy of this 6 giga electron volt, it will produce also proton particles, 3 proton particles plus 1 antiproton. In this way, the antiprotons are produced by 2 proton particles. Here, the antiproton annihilate with the proton, it will produce 5 pion particles. Pion particle symbol is pi plus, pi minus. So these 5 pion particles are produced by annihilation of this proton and antiprotons. Here this is a proton and antiproton. Next we have the antiparticle of neutron and antineutron. We know neutron has 0 charge and a neutron and antineutron has also a 0 charge, and both of them having same mass. Both neutron and antineutrons are having same mass. Here the neutrons are combined with this neutron and antineutron are differed with their charge distribution of the distribution of charges inside it. For example, the charge distribution of neutron is opposite direction to the charge distribution inside the antineutron. So in this way the charge distribution will differ these 2 particles. Here the antineutron combined with proton or neutron, it produce also pion particles. Otherwise, this antineutron decay into antiproton plus beta particle plus neutrino. This is decay of antineutrino into this antiproton, neutrino and beta particle. Then finally we have neutrino and antineutrino. These are all antiparticles together to one another. Neutrino and antineutrino. These particles are having 0 charge and the spin value is of, then it has 0 rest mass. Its mass is almost lesser than mass of the electron. Then magnetic moment of this neutrino and antineutrino are lesser than 10 power minus 8 Bohr magneton, or nearly is equal to 0. These are all some basic properties of neutrino and antineutrino particles. Here charge is 0, it has spin of half value, then 0 rest mass, and its magnetic moment is lesser than 10 to the power of minus 8 Bohr magneton, that is almost nearly 0. And also these particles travels with the velocity of light. Also travel with the velocity of light. This is 3 × 10 power 8 meter per second. Then these neutrino and antineutrino particles are having some interesting properties about spin values, about their spin values. The spin of neutrino is the direction of the neutrino spin direction is opposite to the direction of its motion. Here the neutrino is moving this way, its spin is in the opposite direction. So the neutrino has anticlockwise spin motion. Anticlockwise spin motion. The antineutrino has the spin of the same direction with its motion. That is, if it is moving in this way, the spin is also in the same direction. This same direction. So it has this clockwise spin motion. So neutrino has anticlockwise spin and antineutrino has clockwise spin. This is also named as neutrino has left-handed screw spin value. This is left-handed, also mean left-handed screw motion. Then antineutrino has right-handed screw motion. Right-handed screw motion. So the spin of neutrino and antineutrinos are given in anticlockwise, that is left-handed screw and right-handed screw motion. Handed screw motion. And also these particles are classified with their helicity values. Helicity is, this neutrino has left-handed helicity, then antineutrino has right-handed helicity. So the helicity of neutrino is -1 for neutron. Then the helicity of antineutrino is +1. The helicity of neutrino is -1 because of this anticlockwise motion. Then helicity of antineutrino has +1 value due to this right-handed motion, right-handed screw motion of the particle. So these two particles are differed only with their helicity values, not otherwise their properties are same for all, same for both of them. That's all. Then due to the lack of charge and lack of magnetic moment, these particles, neutrino particles, does not interact with any other particles or medium, that is matter. So it has these particles are very transparent to matter, very transparent to matter. If even if it interact with any other particles, any other matter, its interaction is extremely very big. It has very big force also. Then the cross sectional area of this neutrino is, cross-section area of neutrino means when the particle bombarded with any other particle surface, this bombarding particle surface is here cross-section. We denote cross-section. This cross-section of the particle is sigma is equal to, this is nearly equal to 10 to the power of minus 48 meter squared, or nearly equal to 10 power minus 20 Born. This is area of cross section of this neutrino particle when bombarded to another target. So these are all antiparticles for elementary particles. Here electron and positrons are antiparticles, then proton and antiproton, neutron and antineutrons, then neutrino and antineutrino. These are all antiparticles for each elementary particles. Then we go to fundamental interactions. Each and every elementary particles are having some basic forces, basic interactive forces. These are all strong force, weak force, electromagnetic force and gravitational force. This is very important 5-mark question. Fundamental interaction of elementary particles. This is important 5-mark question. In this, here the elementary particles are interacted together with 4 kind of forces. Strong force, that is strong interaction. These are all having strong interaction, weak interaction, electromagnetic interaction, and gravitational interaction, that is a gravitational force. So there are 4 kind of forces: strong, weak, electromagnetic force and a gravitational force. First we go to strong interaction. The best example of strong interaction is the force act between proton and neutrons inside the nucleons. These proton and neutrons are attracted together by exchange of meson particles. Also, these forces are also charge independent forces because of proton has positive charge and neutron has no charge. It is neutral one. Even it has no charges, no similar or dissimilar charges. It has, these particles are attracted together by strong force. So this strong interaction, the strong force act between these nucleons are charge independent forces. These forces are act in the range of 10 power minus 15 meter. The range of the force is 10 power minus 15 meter. That is, the force is act in between the distance of 10 power minus 15 meter. And also the time taken for this strong interaction between the particle is roughly we defined as 10 power minus 23 seconds. This is time taken for interaction of particles. So this is strong interaction. So the strong interaction is there in between proton and neutrons. That is, nucleons are holds together inside the nucleus due to this strong nuclear force. And then weak force. Weak force. In 1938, Yukawa has explained the interaction of photon and pion particles. These photon and pion elementary particles interacted together with the exchange of intermediate boson particles also. So the boson particles will create the weak force in between photon and pion. In this weak force, the range of the force is only lesser than 10 power minus 17 meter, lesser than minus 17 meter. When compared with the strong force, its range is 10 power minus 15. To compare this, the range of the weak force is very much lesser than this 10 power minus 17 meter. And also, it has the characteristic time of interaction of this particle is 10 to the, approximately this is 10 power minus 10 seconds only. Here the strong interaction has the time of 10 power minus 23 seconds, short time. To compare this, the weak force has the greater time for 10 power minus 10 seconds. If the time of interaction extended, that is there will be some delay of interaction, it will create the force as weak. So this is weak force. This is act in between. This weak force are acting for hadrons and leptons also. Here the strong force is applied only for hadrons. The hadrons are produced by combination of protons with baryons. These hadrons are produced. The hadrons are having strong internuclear forces, and weak force is applied for hadrons and leptons. This is due to the weak force is produced due to exchange of boson particles. Boson particle. This is also charge independent force. Here this is due to exchange of meson particle. The force is due to exchange of meson particle. That's all. Then the electromagnetic interaction. Electromagnetic interaction is infinite force which are acting in between two objects which are in infinite distance in the universe. This is also charge dependent force, electromagnetic force, electromagnetic interaction. This force is applied for acting in between these charged particles. This is infinite force. If two objects are in infinite distance in the universe, in between this there will be a force, electromagnetic force are acting. This is charge dependent force. For example, if it is like charges repelled together, opposite charges, unlike charges attracted together. So the force may be repulsive or attractive. This force is acting in between these two charged particles in the universe. This is infinite one also. This is due to, this force is due to exchange of photon particles. These photon particles are light particles. Photons and leptons are light particles. These photons are exchanged between one to another. It will make electromagnetic force between the infinite particles, infinite distance of the particles. Okay. Then we have a gravitational interaction. Gravitational interaction. We all know about this gravity. The gravitational force is very infinite force acting in between the particles exist in the universe. For example, if we are standing on the earth, this is due to gravity, gravitational force. If it is no gravity, we are flying away from the earth. And also the things are down. For example, the apple coming from trees to earth. The shape of the galaxy, shape of the solar system, these are all due to gravitational force. If there is no gravity, there is no universe also. Then the tides, in the sea level. The earth is rotating in this way, earth is rotating, the tides are moving in up and down direction due to gravitational force also. So the gravitational force is infinite force which are acting in between two particles in the universe in the infinite distance also. This is infinite force. Here this is very extremely very weak force when compared with other three forces, very weak force when compared with other three strong, weak and electromagnetic forces. Here if the gravitational force is due to exchange of gravitons, a particle gravitons. The gravitons are nothing but it has zero mass. Gravitons are having zero mass and it travels with velocity of light. Travels with velocity of light. So the gravitons are exchanged from particle to particle and it attracts together, attracts the particles by a simple gravitational interactive force. Here it has zero mass, it travels with velocity of light, but the gravitons are not viewed in the laboratory also. This is gravitational interaction of particles. So the gravitational interaction is infinite force, this is very weak force, this is due to exchange of gravitons also. So these are all fundamental interaction act in between these elementary particles come out from the atomic surface. Okay, right, thank you.